Good evening, chat. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully you've had a lovely weekend. Thank you for joining me. Hello, I'm Chef JT. Get started with coffee like I usually do. Fix my microphone cord here. Getting so close, chat. I think I might actually have the bot still running with the other bot tonight. So this should be interesting if I see all sorts of errors when I get back to the other computer after the stream, or if things mildly worked, or... I say mildly worked because I just, again, edited what I was doing for my database. And that, in turn, means editing, like, practically every function in the entire thing. I went and forgot to temper my mug. So we're making salmon burgers tonight, onion rings. Gonna be making rolls from scratch. Thank you for the follow. And I've been debating, I still have the russet potatoes. Do I roast some russet potatoes? Heat up the whole house? Because the reality is, I love onion rings. And onion rings are amazing until you get past, like, maybe the second or the third one. Yeah, you stay there, camera. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Cheers. Oh yeah, I just happen to have some more half and half. No, it's measured. I forgot this is weighed. It's a proper baking recipe. Hey Zeeks. Welcome, JK. That'll do. This is going to go in the microwave for a quick second here. A little half and half, and we don't want to bring it up to a boil. We do want to get it warmed up. So we're going to give that solid 20 seconds. I think that would boil it if it was room temp. But it is refrigerated. I don't know if that even really got it warm. Ah, we're close enough. 100 degrees is alright for yeast. I normally like my water a little bit warmer than they usually suggest for yeast. Not outrageously, like I don't want to go 140. 130 is upper end. Welcome, Marksman. Thank you for the follow. Let our yeasties wake up here. We're gonna mix. Hey, how handy, a little bowl right here. Yeah, this bowl's not gonna allow chat to see what I'm putting in it as far as weight, but I'll let you know it's 320 grams of bread flour. Yeast can be finicky. I mean, we've got it pretty much down to a science at this point, but it is a sort of living organism. Like, it can be finicky, and it can greatly depend. Your moisture levels can greatly depend on your altitude or your local humidity. It's something that's you sort of need to have a little hands-on experience with. But after you have that, it's not like it's scary. Just takes a little knowing of, oh, that dough's too wet or too dry, or nice. I'm gonna do a little sugar in this. I'm gonna throw that sugar in with the yeast though, because me and the yeast happy. Okay, we'll throw it in both. Salt. That was definitely not that. Actually, could add all that. We're gonna leave it there though. That's enough salt. In fact, I don't trust that. I'm pulling some of that off. Okay, egg. I'm not going to add the actual egg yet, but I will get it ready. I need a second bowl for this. I choose you. Pulling the yolk off. They've gotten some better tools for pulling yolks from whites in mass, but I still think the best way to get a clean yolk away from its white is use your hands. We'll save that egg white up there, this one over here, for our egg wash. And these are going to go into the actual dealio. We're going to give those a good mix up. Taking its sweet time this time. Usually it unwinds real quick. last thing we need to make our Zhang. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Add some water to this. Actually, I need more than that. I put about half of what I should have been putting in here. That was supposed to be about 4 tablespoons of half and half. And a touch more water. Took me a moment to realize that was a dad joke. Quiet evening tonight. I guess everyone's recovering from Thanksgiving. This is the wrong spoon for this. I need something that I can also stir with. That's going to be noisy. Sort of making a roux here with water, milk, and flour. But what we're really after here is cooking some of these starches ahead of time. Let's see if I can get this smooth before it completely pastes up. Heat's off on that now. Let that sit and cool for a minute. So our yeasties are obviously happy. They're foaming some things up here. So we add them into this party. Guess I don't have a clean spatula. Hey, head of broccoli. We'll add in our egg and egg yolk. So now we got our base dough minus this loveliness over here. Trying to get all that excess dough off my hands here. This dough is going to be a little unruly until it isn't. but I don't want to completely flour it to death just to knead it. So we're going to get a little messy. Well, that is either wanting more of a workout than I want to give it, or I'm going to call it there. I am going to throw a little more flour on the table and get this to ball up nicely. But I think that's going to be it for actual kneading. It isn't a stream if I don't get some flour on my keyboard, is it? And we need somewhere for this to proof. A little olive oil in there. Got an olive oil and a little oil pump thing, and dreaming that it would actually spray like a spray container, which it doesn't, but does better than pouring it in there. And we'll allow that to hang out for a bit and do its thing. Over here on the stove, though, where it's maybe a little bit warmer. Okay, buns are going. I think we'll prep our onions here next. I say onions, I'm just going to do a onion. Why did I cut that in half, chat? I'm making onion rings. This isn't going to work very well. Like, I'm not interested in onion half moons. Oopsies. Save this for later. He says while having another half onion already in the fridge. Went a bit wide on that one. Yeah, I probably need about that for dinner tonight. We'll do this. Actually, no, we won't. We'll do this one. We'll actually we'll do two of these, that, and this, because I like the small little pieces. Small pieces on both sides. I'm still in cleanup mode from Thanksgiving, and so probably going to be a lot of cleaning tonight, chat, because I don't want to make any more dishes right now. Can imagine things a little slower this evening because I think there's probably a lot of people that don't want to think about food right now either. But in other news today, well, let's see, we have the fun with the storage unit that I have for my mobile kitchen has been taken over. When they were taking it over, sent us all a letter saying, not going to raise your rents. Your cost is going to be the same. Service is going to be the same. We're actually going to improve this place. It's going to look nicer. And that turned into the day I had to actually sign the contract, which was not completed, by the way, is still not completed, by the way. I paid them that, and they charged me an extra, I think it was $12 for insurance. Not raising the rates. They're going to charge us $12 extra as an added fee, but they're not raising our rates. And then a couple weeks later, they add in, oh, we're no longer going to individually alarm your storage units. And I went and paid my bill again today, because it was first, and got the lovely news that, oh hey, they're raising their rates in February by like 12%. I didn't do proper math. I did like in back of my hand math, like not the exact proper numbers, but well more than 10%. Well more than 5%, which in California, the max you can do is between 5 and 10%, depending on cost of life figures. Yeah, it sort of makes me wonder why people buy Teslas. They were maybe the US market leader to electric cars. And since then, they have gotten their ass handed to them by just about everyone else. It boggles my mind that America keeps handing that man money. That's not too outrageous. I mean, it's not cheap, but compared to California insurance, like I've got a 12-year-old beater truck, and you know, if I had proper and full insurance on that, it'd probably be pretty close to that. Actually, I don't know, because none of the insurance companies out here actually do things in monthly. Some of them, I think, do it in 10 installments. Like, they play games. Like, they've always played, like, okay, so we got our onions. I'm going to dust these lightly with some flour and seasoning just to get them started. Figuring that the onions are going to lose some moisture just because they've been cut. So there's a little garlic powder, a little onion powder. Little cayenne. But the thing about the insurance with my trailer that makes it even more of a what are you doing for me is it's a trailer. It's covered under my auto insurance whenever it's attached to my truck. And so they're asking me to have a separate additional insurance cost just for keeping this thing in the storage unit. I just realized we're still on the Discord. And But I also wanted to point out this to chat. I am still working on SprinkleBot. Yeah, this isn't when it's actually running, so the figures aren't and everything's looking like shut off. But this is how many different APIs / connections this thing is making and maintaining, and that's just one of them. Like, in most cases, it's both me and the bot that it's connecting as, so that you can get the stats from the broadcaster, but use the bot to communicate so it doesn't confuse chat. But that's what I've been working on with the coding. Alright, so we'll let those just hang out with that for a while. Still debating how I want to make my salmon burgers. Like, I got a side of salmon, and sort of thinking I want to try and create, like, keep just whole pieces of salmon for it. Like, I've done salmon burgers before where it's sort of like a bunched up, broken up bit of salmon sort of glued together, almost like a crab cake. But I don't think that's really the route I want to go. Pulling those pin bones out. I think that's it. Trying to prevent getting both hands refished. Oh well. Here is my fillet knife. That is not my fillet knife. What the heck did I do with my fish knife? I guess I'll just use my regular chef knife for this, but I'll use a longer chef knife for it, but oh, come on. Yeah, there's some scales in with that. And rinse everything off to try and get any remaining scales out of the party. Even though rinsing things off really doesn't always get rid of the scales. Don't want to slip and fall on that. Normally something small falls on the floor during stream, I just sort of ignore it until after and clean it up after. But yeah, I don't feel like having banana peel antics with salmon skin on stream tonight. Okay, from here is where I get lost on what I want to do for tonight. Do I just want to turn this into like 4 straight patties? Just... Or... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Give this one a little leeway because it's the small end. Hi, Nan Reader. Worcestershire. Fish sauce. Soy. We got any fans of putting soy sauce on your popcorn? I recently read about that one. That's a thing people love. Using like a mister, like a pump spray, and putting soy sauce on their popcorn. That sounds delicious. After I read it, I was like, I should get that a shot. It's in that same sort of, it's salty, it's umami, it's savory. Nothing really wrong with it, but not loving the coffee tonight. So I'm just going to allow this to hang out with that little bit of liquid poured over the top as our slight marinade. Oh, hey, you are following me tonight. Hi, Mr. Wiggles. Dough poofing a little, but needs a little more poofage. I guess we're making mayo. I think we're on to making mayo. I'm gonna try making mayo in this guy tonight. separating the white from the yolk. Not going to be our best friend to start. We'll use you later. You know the classic mouth spray joke where they go to spray their mouth and shoots off this way? Oops. There we go. Welcome, Splits. I always sort of wanted to travel to Vancouver and haven't made that trek. I'm on drive the whole way up, not necessarily on the coast, but I'm not happy with this choice of vessel. The sides are too high on it to get for good mixing. I thought it might be a good size-wise container for doing it. Nope. Wash off a spatula here real quick. We'll get that going in a normal bowl. I need to find some cheap earbuds without Bluetooth controls. I can imagine salmon being popular in coastal cities. I know it's a big thing in salmon, or big thing in Alaska. Someone I knew from college moved out to Alaska after college and was making deals with everyone online for sending them salmon in exchange for other things. Yeah, maybe we should do lime for this. We're doing a lime mayo here, so let's use lime for making the mayo. Too, not just bottled lemon juice. Work with me, Stream Deck. So anyone have any excitement traveling home or fun family stories from the past weekend? Hopefully no one had a disastrous holiday. I think that's enough lime for juice for now. Been a while since I made mayo on stream. Now we gotta make this thick enough that I can put some chipotle sauce in it. We're starting to get a bit thicker. If you notice, you can start to see the bottom of the bowl and stuff when I'm whisking. The overall liquid is getting thicker as we add more oil in. Sort of one of those weird science / chemistry things where we're mixing a liquid egg yolk with oil and it's getting thick. Like, I know there's some lemon juice, decent amount of lemon juice in this one too, but just the fact that you can mix those two together and it becomes thicker and thicker. We'll do an olive oil one. Nah, splits. I don't mind roe, but it's a bit pricey for me at dinner at home unless it's sort of the star of the night. Even salmon roe. It's tasty though. I've done caviar on stream before. I tried the what's the UK chef? Blumenthal. Heston. He's come up with a lot of chemically tied together ingredients and used them in foods in ways that people don't anticipate. And one of those concoctions that he discovered was the combination of caviar and white chocolate. And they work. You get this, like, if you picture what white chocolate is like, it's got a very sort of like cooling coating effect with all the fat, the butter, the cocoa fat in it, and it just works with the sort of like oceany, salty, briny. Like, I could see it working with actually quite a bit of seafood, but it nailed it with caviar, even using cheap caviar. amount of oil that you can suspend in an egg yolk is really rather ridiculous too. I worked for a saucier at one point that he had like the perfect, I mean, he was a saucier, so he had the like perfect setup there for working with sauces. And he used to brag that he could put, what was it, 23, 24 ounces of clarified butter into an egg yolk before it broke. Of course, that's him having a steam table that he can control and get, you know, that perfect temperature going on and just sit there and mix it at the perfect temperature. Something no home cook's gonna have, but well, you could do that with immersion circulator and do it at home, but it's a lot of work just to have that perfect temp and get that extra ounce of oil in there. Ah, that wasn't exactly the trash there. Use gloves if you want. I'm braving it. Now that's gonna definitely need a little Worcestershire sauce. Captions don't even play anymore. They just, oh, he's saying Worcestershire. Doesn't matter what I'm actually saying. It's Worcestershire. Bit of onion powder. Anything else that I want to go into this? I think we're good. So there is our lime chipotle mayo. And because I don't want the skins in it, I am going to strain that. Don't want the skins, don't want the seeds. It's been a quiet one, Broccoli. Everyone's still asleep from the turkey. Where'd you go, earbud music? My earbud's silent. Oh, interesting. Thank you, Nadie. No, I didn't think I'd stop. I occasionally change the music and stop the music, and sometimes I just make it too hard for me to hear, because the controls on this thing are pretty bad, and there's no way for me to actually shut off the Bluetooth controls in the computer itself. So I had silenced the music for myself. I still wanted you. Board cleanup time. Board. Not. Do I still have some over here? Yeah, stop following me. I don't know if I want to use this for that, though. Let's not use that. Or do I want to do... Let's just do the whole thing. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Cayenne. Mustard. Paprika. You know the commercials where they show the fat spreading because they put like soap and like the spices do that too. It's not necessarily the soap that's doing that. Oh, let's see here. I think we're down to salt, pepper. Yeah, I think we're gonna do salt, pepper. Ooh, let's do... no, let's do regular salt. Paprika is largely for color, and you can add some, but it's a little like adding sweet pepper in powdered form to what you're making. The other salt. Bread be poofing a little bit. Yeah, pet of broccoli. It's good info to know, like, good info to know. Good info to know. Because you can also have paprikas, like you have, we were talking last stream before, about designated controlled locations and things that are made location controlled. Well, let's see if I can get this label off real quick. I can actually show chat what's on the top of this thing other than a price label. And that's not working very well. But you notice the AOP, and this is a French paprika that is really old at this point, but also very expensive and controlled. You can have all sorts of paprikas. Let's go with that. Oh yes, and there's also, like, it's not just the French that have, you have Hungarian sweet, you have, yeah, it's a very nationally based thing too. There's all sorts of other ones. I'm just sort of slowly adding flour to this until I get close to the thickness that I want for my batter. I'm going to add a little cornstarch as well into the party. Still not there. There we go. Now we got some decent ribboning going on. I'm going to allow that to sit for a bit. Our bread's still not quite ready here. That's what we can do while we're waiting on salmon to hang out and bread to finish poofing. We're going to cut up a little bit of cabbage here for on top of our burgers. Take a couple layers off the outside. How we doing, chat? Having a good evening? bread still isn't quite there. Want to give that a little bit longer to poof. Okay with that. Okay with that. Oh, famous last words there, broccoli. And then it was. That looks like a Spanish word to me. Give him the oil a strain. I hadn't gotten around to this. Trying to think of something else that I can throw in there. Guess not. Guess we don't got anything else to go in with that. Zims. I think we're going to have to take a little bit of a break here, chat, because this has got to proof a bit more. And it's still not warm. Well, it's still not big and poofy. We're starting to get a little bubblage. And it is definitely, I would say that's 1.5 times what it was. What do you think, chat? Is that doubled? I don't think that's doubled yet. I think I'm going to go for a little bit of an AFK here, chat. And, I shall be back in... What am I doing? I'm not supposed to be opening that. Haven't checked anything if we're actually live, if I'm actually streaming or anything. I haven't been paying hardly... I've been glancing at chat, but I haven't hardly paying attention to stream health or anything. How are we doing on... Nice. Everything looking good as far as the internet here? Yeah, chat, I think we're going to go for a little bit of a commercial AFK here. And, I shall be back in about 10 to 15. Somewhere in there. See you in a few, chat.
Now, class, Mr. Tiger will show us how Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flake cereal starts out.
Is a flake field?
It's a cornfield. Kellogg's toast corn to golden flakes and adds a secret frosting. Helps keep them extra crunchy and delicious. It's part of your good breakfast and tastes.
I know, great! Sit down breakfast with Tony, and you'll discover why it's great.
Mr. Tiger, you're wonderful.
Oh, shucks.
If you're a student, a mother active in club work, a man who brings work home from the office, this was made for you. The Remington Office Writer, a new kind of portable designed to give you the extra features you need. King-size carriage, so long it can handle a sheet of school notebook paper lengthwise. Look, the Office Writer types nearly the full 11-inch length of the paper, the only portable it can. The Office Writer types up to 10 carbons, so that even the very last copy is easy to read. Cut clear, clean stencils unlike any ordinary portable. See the exciting new Remington Office Writer at your dealers. The price only $149.50, carrying case at slight additional cost. Available after a small down payment for only $1.50 a week. Terms payable monthly, including taxes and a small carrying charge.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. I think that'll do it just fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day, all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
No, Jane and Ann aren't the crest testers here. Their daddy is. You see, Crest also showed it worked for older people like the Allbrands before it became recognized effective against cavities. Jim, when were you in this toothpaste test?
Back in college.
Let's show the story filmed at a recent reunion. Well, Jim, how did you become part of this toothpaste test?
The dentists at Indiana University asked us to.
Did many others join you in the test?
Quite a few. 246, as a matter of fact.
Did every one of you use Crest in this test?
We use Crest. Their side, regular toothpaste.
Do anything special?
No. Everyone brushed as usual for 2 years.
But your group had
34% fewer cavities with Crest.
You know what's happened since these tests, Mrs. Allbrand?
Well, a lot of us use Crest.
And Crest has become the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities by the American Dental Association. Their Council on Dental Therapeutics reports Crest has been shown to be an effective decay-preventive dentifrice that can be of significant value when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral hygiene and regular professional care. What's your program, Mrs. Allbrand?
Wash between meal treats, brush often, and have regular checkups.
And use Crest, of course. Crest with Fluorostan, the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends, Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
I have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant Atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
Yes, sir. If you want real entertainment, the best place to find it is in front of a General Electric Black Daylight Big-as-Life television set. Sports, comedy, drama, news, music. Yes, they're all yours, merely at the turn of a dial. This model has a big 16-inch black rectangular tube that lets you see everything that the camera sees, true to life and as big as life. Sparkling contrast and sharp focus give you pictures of such clarity that you feel you're right there on the scene. The cabinet, designed and constructed by America's leading cabinet makers, fits gracefully into any type of room. Genuine mahogany veneers, hand-rubbed for lasting beauty and durability, are just one example of the painstaking attention to every detail, which makes this cabinet one that you'll be proud to have in your home. The precision engineering and careful assembly techniques used in making this General Electric Black Daylight television set are your assurance of television at its finest. See it in operation at your General Electric dealers tomorrow. And when you see it, well, you'll know that you're seeing the best.
Next week, George and Gracie will be...
Welcome back, Chad.
Welcome back.
I think I'm going to go with this, even though it isn't quite as poofy as I want it to be yet. Nice smooth. Use our dry table to help seal the bottom there. So this is the soft interior side, or the bottom side that was against the glass is a little bit drier where it was open to the air. So taking the open air side. Now we need pan and parchment. Pan and parchment. This recipe, you can squeeze 6 out of this easily. I typically make this into 4 buns. And then once we're down here on the parchment, push them flat. Try and make them nice, somewhat even, but not completely. I'm trying to not completely deflate them while crushing it at the same time, if you get what I mean. I'm not just absolutely pushing my fingers all the way through and connecting that. I want to flatten them. I don't want to deflate them entirely. So I am manhandling them quite a bit, trying to get them nice and flat and somewhat even. But from here, they're going to be allowed to proof again. And it isn't like I've directly touched the top to the bottom of the dough. We don't have things that are going to prevent it from rising again. Are we waiting around again, chat? We're gonna move these fish around so that they get coated all around. I'm going to dress the green onion and cabbage with a bit of seasoned rice wine vinegar, or rice vinegar. Spritz of olive oil. And some salt. We're back to waiting again, Chad. That's the problem with streaming cooking at times, is there can be long pauses in some of the stuff here. I try to avoid it as much as I can and try to overlap things and work with it, but we're again waiting on our buns to do some proofing once again. That's basically what we're waiting on, because we could get going with the shrimp, or with the salmon. We could get going with the onion rings, but they are both sort of waiting on those rolls. And some of the fiber from like the skin here, I was picking at that. Strands of, I don't know the proper term for it. Fish skin has sort of like a, like reinforced fiber to it, and that's what I was trying to pull off of it. That's a word that I always worry is going to get misspelled and get me banned. As to your question earlier about creosote, I'm not sure, but I can see it being potentially used in some very basic things. Let me see, maybe is that... I'm not sure why creosote is in that list. Oh, it's a meat preservative. Creosotes are the principal chemicals responsible for the stability, scent, and flavor characteristic of smoked meat. Makes me think it's what's in that bottle of smoke flavoring. It's liquid smoke. I'm turning the pan around with the buns because it's getting a little bit of warmth off of the oven. I've got the oven up to 375 for cooking the buns. I'm going to go ahead and throw our mayo in the... Wow, our mayo is thick. That has thickened up nicely. I'm going to throw that in the fridge. Yeah. Creosote is the key ingredient in liquid smoke. Liquid smoke. I really would suggest other sources of smoke, even besides us joking about creosote there. Liquid smoke is just... the flavor's never right to me. Most cases when it's... like, I've had several bacons that were made locally by local producers, it's just like, oh yeah, it's liquid smoke. And... first off, it's not nearly as... two, it's really sort of disgusting. And the third one is you can use other things like smoked salts or smoked other seasonings like paprika. We've talked about a lot in chat. Why did my music stop? Looks like we're still live. Oh, we're still live. I just lost hearing of it. What's going on? Yeah, my earbud just cut out. Thank you, Alex. Yep. My earbud just decided it wanted to quit. Let me see if the other one's going to work for me. Nope. It just completely disconnected from Bluetooth. Let's see if we can reset you here. Hi, chat. Nope, it didn't reconnect. It be dead. It be dead. Thank you, Broccoli. Please reconnect so I can hear things. I like hearing things. Now we're having the fun time of removing the device and restarting the device. Or reattaching it. Connecting. Connecting. Yo, it's just not gonna connect, is it? Thank you, Broccoli. Why won't these earbuds work? Okay, we're giving up on the earbuds for the night. I'm music free. Okay, we're getting there with you, lovelies. We're getting there. Just a touch of half and half. I could. I don't know if I really want to with this salmon. It does look like a nice piece of fish. At the same time, I don't trust it to be the freshest piece of fish I have ever bought. Considering I don't think that the store I was at got a major fish shipment. It's Sunday. So while I'm certain it has been nicely held and properly kept and all of that jazz, I sort of suspect this is a day or two older. Alright, so I am now going to brush my buns with our egg whitewash. A little hint of dairy. Just a drop all you need for that science stuff. Little salt on the top and into 375-degree oven. Timer started there. We'll get our oil starting to heat up here. And we'll get our pan ready for searing our salmon. Egg wash. I don't know if I'm keeping you or not. You can see over here how adding that salt has softened the cabbage. It's not nearly as all over the place as it was. I'm sure the vinegar has helped with that as well. Olive oiling the pan. No avocados. Katsu? Ooh, that's there's lots of people like katsu. Katsu. I don't think the O is always with it. I think that's probably specific type or something. But that's a I've made that on stream before, but it's essentially a pork cutlet dish, breaded fried cutlet, pork, either cutlet or bone-in pork chop. And then it's also sort of, Japanese have this sort of thing about honoring leftovers, sort of a thing, and so they have a fair number of their, like, common lunch or common meals are really more like we're imitating leftover food at home. And so with this one, it's that along with being, you've got this crispy pork dish that's essentially smothered and completely like killing any idea that it was fried. It's delicious though. Yep. Oil's between 60 and 180 there. Don't have the heat on this just right this second. Now we got heat on that. No, I'm rushing things here because I want to sear those buns too. I want to sear the buns, chat, so we're going to need a second here too before we start cooking and frying. Is that when you forget what you eat? Or what is the term for that? There's a like highway blindness or something like there is a sort of trance or sort of state that people can enter while driving, where they can drive an extreme distance, be actually mindful and careful about their driving, but completely forget about anything that they have done for that entire time period that they've been driving. Follow me, cameras. One. It's trying to load. It's trying to give me info. Nope, can't do it. That it is head of broccoli. Thank you for letting me know. Let's give that another shot here, see what that temp's up to. We're still only 270. Oh, I know that one. That one's an easy scramble. Of course, maybe it has something to do with it being not entirely too far from here. It's also a type of cheese. Interesting. There you go, head of broccoli. Don't want to get the toaster out. I guess we can do we brave it and try and do oven broil these buns to toast them? Turn the heat off on the oil just for a couple of minutes here. We got another at least 5 minutes on these buns. Might give them another minute or two beyond that 5. And then we're gonna let them cool a minute, slice them, throw them back on the rack, and try and sear them, I think. It's looking like it's going to be cinnamon rolls on Wednesday. We've had a recent influx of suggestions here. Thank you to the new suggesters. Bakery, JK, Mel, and Carl Delt all throwing in some new ideas for the ingredient challenges. I also I put this in the walk-in the other day, the main chat. Where is that? Here we go. I put in a Google Doc of all of the past ingredient challenge votes that we've done in the past. And so to date, I've done 210 different ingredient challenges. And so there's a full list here under this in this Google Doc if anyone's interested. Or you can scroll up endlessly in the other forum, the other channel. Dad's in the other room, isn't he? That it is. Why are you looking at the ceiling, camera? What's so exciting about the ceiling, camera? Huh? Sort of funny how I can walk in the back there and tell what that thing's doing because it's on the screen in the back room. I can see myself coming and going. Schnitzel. First we have Katsu, and now we have Schnitzel. By the way, I love that trick that I learned from why can I never I can never remember anyone's name for that, for one thing, but Kenji Lopez Alt. He did a recipe for the New York Times not too long ago. He studied schnitzel, and his recipe of using alcohol is great. Works wonderfully. The mentality being that if you essentially rub the meat with alcohol before you add your batter or your breading for your schnitzel, the alcohol, much like the butter and pastries I'm always talking about, we're trying to create steam, the alcohol is going to cook off quicker and is going to create a separation between the meat and your fried crust, and so you get that like airy distance between the meat and the crust when you're making your schnitzel. And give them another 2 minutes and turn them around in the oven. I sort of think schnitzel is superior to katsu. Fight me. Katsu's delicious, but like I was saying, it's sort of the heart and the original part of the dish is it's sort of this smothered leftover fried pork dish, and it's delicious, but it's leftovers. It's not as good as the original. You know, like I want the fresh, crunchy. And we have buns. Well, that's like an entirely different thing. It's not like... That's like the never-ending soup. You know, it's still delicious soup. Just used to beat eggs with. I don't think I want to keep that around. I want to leave these just long enough that I can cut into them, but they're going to need a minute. Turn the heat back on our oil here. It's gotten down to about 260. Nope. Wanted to try and be cutesy about it, but I think I'm going to leave these two sealed up for now. Well, as sealed up as they are, they both sort of burst a little bit. These are going to be our burger buns for this evening. You know what? Let's just use our egg wash. We're going to switch the oven over to broil. Idea being I want to seal these a little bit and sear them and get some nice color on them. Egg wash is going to help me with that. It's a little like adding mayo on there or butter. But we've already got mayo to add on there, so I don't want to do that, and I don't want to use that for searing these because of the color. I want the sort of like natural bread look, toasted bread look to it. We're gonna ditch the parchment since we're going under the broiler. Hi, Gretel. Welcome, welcome. We're toasting buns. I'm about to sear some salmon. I'm about to fry some onion rings. We need to add some baking soda to our beer batter for our onion rings. Last minute addition in there to help get a little foaminess going in with it. In with our first pieces of salmon. Buns. Just in time. Just in time on those. Oh, camera's gotta love that. That's gotta be amazing for encoding. One last batch of onion rings here. Let's see, how's our oil temp keeping up? Oh, we'll give that a second to warm up again. And give me a chance to try one of these beauties on screen. Those need salt. Surprised I can actually taste a little bit of the mustard in the seasoning there. Cutting the heat on the oil now. I think onion rings are amazing and delicious. And when they're fried perfectly, you can do a few more. But as I was saying earlier, they're great for like the first 2 or 3, and then it starts becoming this oil fat bomb. They're delicious though. They're so good for those first 2. But getting that timed in, getting that dialed in, like I was alluding to there, that's something. Takes making quite a few onion rings in the same machine to be like, yep, those are going to be nice and dry and fried and beautiful and crispy. These are beautiful, crispy, but they could be dialed in. Onion rings, chat. Welcome in, Warlord. Alright, so start building our salmon burgers time here. What am I putting this all on for tonight's dinner? I choose you. We have our chipotle lime mayo we made earlier. And to think I was worried that wasn't going to be thick enough. Cabbage and green onion with rice vinegar and seasoning. Now we just need to throw some of these onion rings on there. Yeah, wrong button. There we go. Or the zoom in look. Alternative angle look. Grab a photo or two here. So we got photos of that. Now we got to get the photo of it in my hand, if we can. Well, thank you for saying you'll return the plate, but I'm a little upset that you didn't want to steal that too. Thank you for joining me tonight, Chop. Gonna be back here tomorrow night, 4:30 Pacific, same starting time as usual. We're gonna be making Korean cheesy chicken. I forget the exact proper recipe name. The recipe is in the Discord if you'd like it and like to join along with me tomorrow night. And it's looking like cinnamon rolls are going to be our ingredient challenge on Wednesday. I'm going to have to use those as an ingredient for dinner and dessert. Could still be cauliflower. Cauliflower could rally. Got another day here, but it's looking like cinnamon rolls on Wednesday. I appreciate all of you coming and joining me tonight. Let's see who's out there in Twitch land tonight. I think I am just going to leave it there for tonight. I appreciate you joining me. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Good night. I can't match it up to the end of the music because I can't hear the music tonight.